Hello everyone, welcome to Spellbinders February Club Kit Blog Hop. There are some prizes to be won, and there will be a lot of crafty inspiration from all the participants of this blog hop. I'm going to be using 4 of the club kits in this video, starting off with their card kit of the month. This month's kit is called Let Your Heart Soar, and I'm starting out by using some of their die-cut shapes. I'm showing you the 2 little fairies, and I colored one in using my colored pencils just to put a little bit of color on her. I didn't do anything elaborate. And I have all of my components cut out. I'm just going to start putting this card together. I had so much left over. I always do a 10 cards, 1 kit with their fabulous kits, and I still have enough to keep on going if I had the time to do it. So I'm using a piece of pattern paper on top of a piece of gold foil cardstock. And I'm going to add this to a white card base. I love their white card bases because they have some pretty linen-like texture to them. So I'm going to allow a lot of the white card's base to show for this card. I picked out a lot of the blue die-cut shapes from the pack included in the kit. And you get 2 of each shape. But this is just going to be kind of a tone-on-tone card. I'm going to attach this cute chipboard frame onto a piece of gold cardstock. And I want to pop it up a little bit with some foam strips. This will just give it a little bit of fun dimension. The piece of pattern paper that I attached to my card base had like a whole rainbow of color to it. It was such a pretty piece. But I just cut it down so just the blues are showing. So let me pull off the release paper. And before I attach it, I am going to put 2 of these die-cut shapes. I just want the flowers of these mugs to show. And I realized that I put it on upside down, so I do flip this around the right way off camera. But I'm just going to cut off the excess. So here it is all fixed. There's a little plaque on the frame, and it was just upside down. So I'm not going to adhere my frame down yet. I'm just going to start putting the elements of this card together. I'm going to attach my sentiment with some of the Spellbinders new glue that they have in their shop. I'm really liking this glue so far. It has a very fine tip to it, which is nice. My sentiment says take flight. And then I'm going to have all of the little images look as though they're taking flight out of this frame. But I'm going to pop some up with some foam pieces. And the little fairy's legs I'm going to glue down onto the frame. I just want her to be the same height as the frame. I'm also going to put a foam piece behind the heart balloon, as well as a little bit of glue on the string. And then I have a little moth and some hearts and some feathers and even a flower I'm going to attach to this card. And then this is where I realized I didn't glue down my frame yet. I'm just gently lifting it up and adding a little bit of liquid glue under it. I'll add a few gold sequins around this panel. And then I always like to decorate the insides of the cards too. But here's a look at the finished card. I love how this one turned out. It's so much fun. And here's a peek at the inside. Card number 2, I'm going to use more of the beautiful pattern paper from the card kit. And I want to line this purple piece with a little bit of the gold paper. So I cut it into a triangle, and I just used a little bit of dot liner to attach these 2 pieces. I have another white card base that I'm going to adhere everything onto. I'm just putting the dot liner on my card base. And then I can start attaching my paper. Half of this card is going to be covered with this beautiful green and gold paper. And then the other half with the purple. But before I attach the purple, I'm going to cut off the overhang here, just so I can see where the card base is. It can get lost under all this paper. This is going to be another quick and easy card to put together, but I really think it turned out pretty. Okay, now we can attach the purple cardstock. And then I can flip it over and cut off the excess here again. And I really love their patterned paper because, well, it's gorgeous for one thing, and they give you 2 of each in the pack. So you get a lot of patterned paper. Just trim off this little corner. Okay, I'm going to use another chipboard sticker frame, and I popped it up with more foam adhesive or foam strips. And then I'm using one of their dimensional stickers. So I'm going to put this in the center of my card. And then the sticker, I'm going to just take off the backing. And I'm going to attach it with a little glue as well, at least on the leaf part. And then I'm going to use another die cut shape for the sentiment, and I popped it up with more foam strips, and it just says, "Hello, lovely." I'm going to use that little gold heart you see there. I'm just going to dab it off. I put a little bit too much glue on it. And then I do add some more gold sequins on this card, and here is the finished card. This is a card you could send out anytime. It's not really an occasion card. And there's a peek at the inside. Okay, on card number 3, I'm going to use the clear stamp of the month for February, as well as the small die of the month. These 2 coordinate beautifully. I was so excited about these. The clear stamp of the month is called Trefoil Florals and Sentiments. And the small die is called Trefoil Tile and Panel Card Creator. I already published a video using the clear stamp of the month, so I'll link to that after this video. Okay, so I have a piece of oatmeal cookie cardstock from Fun Stamper's Journey, and the red one is called Cranberry Bliss. I'm going to cut out a few panels with this die. I'm creating a mini slimline card with this. It's just the perfect size for the mini slimlines. I'm using my all-in-one tool to poke out the die cut from the die, and it just comes out easily. And then to pop out all of the other little bits, you can use the other end of your all-in-one tool and just kind of scrape them out. This tool is so handy. The really tough ones, you can just use the poker tool to poke those out. So let's attach the oatmeal cookie paper onto my card base. The card base is 3 inches by 6 inches. And then I also cut the panel out with some other cardstocks. I couldn't decide what I wanted to use. But first I'm going to use some of their best craft tape ever to tape down my card base so it doesn't pop up. This is something new in the shop too. It's not a washi tape. It's just called the best craft tape ever, and I'm really loving it. These are some trefoil florals that I had colored in previously, and I'm going to use some of these on this card. Here it is cut out with some of their silver specialty cardstock. I'm just trying to decide what to use. You could layer them and it would look really pretty. And this is a piece of their rustic rose cardstock. I finally settle on using the silver die cut over a piece of the Cranberry Bliss cardstock. And I'm going to stamp out the sentiment onto a piece of the rustic rose. This just says, "Love you." It's just a beautiful font. And it cuts out perfectly with one of the dies from the small die set of the month. I'm going to tape this in place so it doesn't shift when I run it through my die cutting machine. But I just wanted to try it out on a mini slimline. I have so much fun making all of these slimline cards. So here it is all cut out. Now we can start putting this card together. I'm going to adhere the red cardstock down onto the oatmeal cookie cardstock. And I'm angling this just a little bit. Next, I'll use some glue to attach this silver die cut. I went all around the perimeter of this die cut, and then I just put little dabs here and there on the inside. And then I can just press that down into place. I think that looks so pretty. Now I can start attaching the trefoils. I'm going to mat my sentiment with a piece of the silver cardstock. And it takes a little bit of time to dry on this silver or the metallic papers. I'll pop this up with a foam piece. This is going to go on the middle trefoil. And then the other two spaces, I'm going to put the floral trefoils. And in my previous video, I colored these in with gel pens, as well as some, actually one gray Copic marker to add a little shading to the white flowers. But I'm going to back these with the rustic rose cardstock and pop them both up with a foam piece. I think this is my favorite card of the set that I'm making in this video. I had so much fun with this one. And last, I'll attach the white daisies. And then I felt like it needed just one more little touch, so I'm pulling out some pink and white baker's twine. This matches really well with the rustic rose cardstock. I'm going to tie a bow at the top corner of this card. I always like to knot it before I tie the bow. I'll trim off the ends of my bow, and then I like to secure it with a glue dot. I'm just going to stick this behind the knot. And again, this is where the all-in-one tool really comes in handy. And this will ensure that it's not going to be moving around. And here's a close-up look at my mini slimline card. Perfect for a Valentine's Day card or any time of the year, really. Okay, on to card number 4. This is the large die of the month for February. It is called Birthday Wishes for Everyone, and I adore this set. I don't have anything like this in my stash, and this is really a set that everyone needs for birthday cards, for anniversary cards, for 4th of July cards. It's just the uses of this are endless. I'm going to pair it with some Lavender Fusion cardstock, as well as some more of the items from the card kit of the month. I'm going to create a happy 12th birthday for my daughter. So let's cut out the 1 and the 2 with the purple. I'm going to also cut it out with more of that pretty silver specialty cardstock from Fun Stamper's Journey. I'm also cutting out the happy and the TH with some black cardstock. And I just put a little bit of tape on those to hold them in place. And here they are all cut out. I really love the shapes of these numbers, and they're nice and large. Let me just pop them out with my all-in-one tool. I like to reuse this tape as many times as possible, so I just put it back on the roll there to use. And now for a little bit of stamping. I just love the birds that come in this little stamp set from the kit. And I'm going to stamp out 2 of them, as well as the little party hats. Just use some black ink for this, and this is just a piece of Nina Solar White 110-pound cardstock I'm using. I'm going to color them in with Copic markers, but I do this off camera, and I go ahead and fussy cut them off camera as well. And now let's put this card together. So I'm going to put down my Lavender Fusion cardstock first. This is going to mat my pattern paper. I created my card base with some more Nina Solar White 110-pound cardstock, and it's a top folding A2 sized card. So let's put down the purple cardstock first, and then we'll add the pattern paper. The sentiment I'm going to stamp out on this leftover piece of pattern paper. It was left over from card number 1. It had all of these pretty rainbow colors on it. I'm using the yellow portion of this just because it's a complementary color to purple and it'll look nice on the card. The stamp says, "A little birdie told me it's your birthday." I'm using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink for this. And then I have a really old, well, it's about a year old, banner die from Spellbinders. I can't even remember what kit it's from, but I use it a lot, so I keep this out on my desk. And I'll run this through my die cut machine. I'll pull this out carefully so I can reuse the tape. And then we're going to start putting our numbers together. I'm going to use more of the liquid adhesive to glue on the silver paper. This is going to be a beautiful silver lining behind the purple. Now for the next number. You can add a lot of layers to this if you wanted, just to bulk it up a little, or even use some foam to pop it up off your card. I'm using the negative piece from the happy die cut just so I can align the happy letters back inside and they'll all be straight. Just tacked it down with some more tape. And then I'm just making sure they're straight. And then I can go ahead and put the P on. And then I lost my Y. I could not find it anywhere. So I'm just searching around my desk. It's a black letter on a black work mat. But I knew it was there. And then I finally find it. I thought I was going to have to cut it out again. I'll just glue that in place with little dabs of glue. And peel off the negative space. Isn't that cute? I love the font of this. And now for the birds' party hats. I'm using my jewel picker just to pick these up and pop them on their heads. All of the Spellbinders club kits just coordinate together beautifully. And if you purchase more than one club kit, you'll get a discount. I'll have all of the links below so you can go over there and check it out. But they're also giving away 3 $50 gift certificates. All you have to do is to go over to their blog and leave a comment, and I'll have the link to their blog as well in the description box below. So I'm going to glue everything down flat except for the birds and the sentiment. And look at the font on that TH. Isn't it just too cute? It even comes with a little line die to put under your happy, and that's what I'm gluing down here. Okay, now for the TH, I'm just going to put teeny tiny dots behind this. I'm dabbing it off on a piece of scrap paper here, so that's why my hands go off camera for a minute. I'll pull off the release paper behind my sentiment. I'm just putting the bird here to get an idea of where I need to place the sentiment so that he'll fit on top of it. And now for the bird, I'll just pull the release paper off of the backing and set him on top of this banner. I like how they have the birds facing opposite directions. My last little bird, I'm going to have him perched on the number 1. It's just kind of a fun, whimsical card. For a last touch, I'm adding some Wink of Stella clear glitter pen over the numbers. Hard to catch on camera, but they sure add a fun touch. And here's a close-up look. I'm trying to turn it so you can see the glitter. These kits are so much fun. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope I gave you some inspiration. Check out my blog for still shots of my cards, as well as a list of everyone on the Block Hop. Have fun hopping along, everyone. Take care. Bye.